The show to me is about love. It's who has it, who doesn't have it, who yearns it, who needs it.
It's kind of just a timeless story. There's a lot of jumping back and forth in time between like a modern day couple and an older couple, and being able to see how the modern day couple has so much to learn from the elder couple, and then the elder couple, you also see where it lacks and could have learned from having more of a modern perspective.
The show works as a kind of fable or fantasy. For Wife, it's kind of a play about denial, what you keep down and what it costs you to keep that down.
There's that saying, like, if these walls could talk. It just so happens that we're a young couple, we move in together, and the walls do start talking.
As the Hatmaker, he's kind of sought after for making these very special hats that create hat music for the owner. When you place it on your head, you hear this hat music, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's symbolic of happiness or just being content with your life. Whenever you have the right hat and you hear the hat music, it's like nothing else.
I hear hat music when I'm in the rehearsal room and we're making discoveries together.
Expressing my body and moving and feeling my heart move through dance, that's when I hear hat music.
I hear hat music when I am in the outdoors. I feel an inner muse come out of just the general space of the wild and the outdoors and nature.
I really like this piece because it deals a lot with love languages, which in a way is kind of ahead of its time. I feel like people didn't talk a lot about the ways in which people show love. There's physical touch, there's just quality time, there's acts of service, and there's words of affirmation. And sometimes people need those like affirming words, just saying like, I love you. But there's other ways to just show love that aren't physical. And for myself, having grown up Asian American, being in an Asian American household, a lot of times we don't always verbalize our love. We say things like, have you eaten? Or we tuck people in at night, stuff like that that's more acts of service. It especially speaks to me because Lauren Yee is an Asian American playwright, and I haven't gotten to do any of her work yet. So being able to play voice as an Asian American woman is just kind of a really important thing for me.
Because we're both Asian American, you can bring out those subtle nuances in our culture, but also in a way that everyone can relate.
What I like about 10,000 Things Company is that we are very close to the audience. You know, you're not watching from the distance, and the people are up there on stage, and you know they are so circling, and then you can make eye contact and interact with the audience. Especially with a play like this, talking about forgiveness and love and yearning and understanding, that the closer the audience is to you, the better you can relay that message.
10,000 Things is unique because it's doing something that no one else is doing. It's going into communities like prisons, like other nursing homes, or even the rural areas that don't have access to art, and letting them experience things that they might not have otherwise, and be able to see stories that they might not see otherwise.
It's not creating this perfect set with perfect costumes and everything done just so that you can just kind of passively sit by and watch it. You actually are asked to participate and be a part of the storytelling.
It's called The Hatmaker's Wife, and the word hat.
Hat.
Hat. Say hat. Say hat with the accent. A birthday hat with candles.
Hat.
Bingo!
Hat. Said like that just seems to capture the imagination of all.
What can audiences expect from the show? Engagement, comedy, deep emotion,
Joy and silliness and fun.
Expect some chuckles.
There are so many surprises. I can't talk about them because there's a lot of plot twists. It's brilliant.
It also has a lot of soul and darkness.
It's another world, but it's also very familiar. So there's a lot of things that surprise you because you think you're existing in a certain world, and then something happens that can't happen in our world.
Come and see the show. Open your minds and lead with love.
Come find out why the walls are talking and what they're saying. It's a mystery, and I won't give it away.